we'll get started here. Those who do not know me, my name is Tyler Higgs. I'm one of many instructors in WMDD. So we'll do a little bit of background about the program. We're going to talk a little bit about our wonderful panel that has come to join us, and then we'll do a quick overview of the projects and get started. So I will go through nice and quick because I know a lot of us had exams this morning. Who had an exam this morning? Yes. So you really need a rest, don't we? Exam and then another exam. All right. So I'd like to acknowledge that LearnEZ College, all of us here, and we're very fortunate in Canada to be located and gathered in the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish people, the Tsleil-Waututh and Musqueam nations. So very appreciative of that. You know, Canada is such an amazing place where, like us here in the audience, we're all from somewhere else. And how cool is that, where we now come together, we're putting these projects together. It's just so very Canadian, isn't it? All right. So a bit about Web and Mobile. If you do not know much about us, how could you not? We're so famous. But a little background is we are in the creative arts, and the Web and Mobile Design and Development program is a post-degree program for anyone that's, regardless of their bachelor's degree, can come, take a development stream, design stream, and like today, work together to work on a project that you start from scratch. And it's no small feat. Anyone here who was able to join Project 1, what a huge amount of work that was. Project 2, huge amount of work to get this done. And then many of us here I see from Capstone, they're in their last term. So that's our fourth term, 3 big projects, 3 different projects, which is what we want to do. We want to get a nice rounded kind of background for all of our students, for all of you, so that you can get a job. You can get a job and do what it is you came to study. So there are many people to thank and acknowledge here in our department. We wouldn't be able to do it without everyone here. Just a few of our faculty. There are some faculty here. Little waves. Where are our faculty? I see Kevin in the back. A few of us. Yeah, there we go. It is a huge team. It is a big team, and it's the team that had helped make this happen, and all of you joining us with that. And we love to bring what we have from industry right to the classroom, and that's what we do every single term to get you ready for working in the field. All right, so these students we're seeing today, as mentioned, are in their 3rd term. As we go through each of the 4 terms in WMDD, you start together, you kind of go your different directions, and then you come back just for project classes. So we have our Project 1, which demoed this morning. We have our Project 2s, which are demoing this afternoon, and then we have our Capstone, which is in the 4th term. And for anyone who can make it, there's still I believe there's a few spots left to register for in-person. That will be next week on the 12th. Very fun event. Capstone's always a very fun event, but this is kind of our warm-up for our Capstone. All right, so there is always some restrictions for every single term project. Project 2 is no different. So we make sure everyone is bound to the browser. We have to work with our browser. Project 1, we work with hybrid CMS, this time browser and database. So these are restrictions, but very light restrictions. And we'll see how that has come through this afternoon with many of our projects integrating AI. We're not too scared of AI here. We want to use it as a tool, and we'll see how each of these teams use it differently as a tool, which is very cool. So there is not a lot of time to design and develop these projects. Students in the audience, but those who are not in our program or who are just visiting, these projects are started from scratch. So from the first day we come to class until what we see today, everything is brand new. Every single term is brand new. So we have 12 weeks really of working time, but honestly, when we think about testing, conceptual ideation, it's really 10 weeks of true development time, which is incredibly tight. Developers, was this very hard on your schedule? Yeah, a lot of nods. We don't have the energy to nod anymore. We're just so burnt. Designers as well, so much pressure there in the beginning. So we have 6 very different projects today, and I'm not going to give too much background on them. I want them to showcase that as they come up here. So we have Anyhow, Kisan, ToGathr, Helpmet, LearnEZ, and BodyBuddy, each very different in their space. And as mentioned, when you're watching these projects, just keep in mind that, as you can see in the materials on the side, these started with nothing 12 weeks ago. absolutely from scratch, so it's hugely impressive. All of you that are in Project 2, you should be very proud of what you've done. It's hugely impressive, trying to jam all these features in there, and I know at the end, could we do another feature? Could we just do one more feature, Tyler? Of course we can do another feature with our theoretical time that we don't have. We'd always love to jam in a new feature, but what we're seeing today, these MVPs are fully functional. These are not just prototypes, so this is code-driven. Everything is working, which is what makes this incredibly impressive. All right, so a little bit of background for the design and development that these projects are going through. But again, I'm going to leave this to the teams because they'll be going through each of their technical and design kind of backgrounds here. All right, so we have our panel. I'd like to invite our panelists to come up one at a time, or you know what, I'll grab our portable mic. If you can come up to the stage, Chi, maybe we'll start with you. Our panel today is all former WMDD, which is very cool. We can see what have they done, and they give you a little bit of background. Valentina, are we in frame? Is that good?
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Chi. I'm a UI designer working at global local tech company in Gastown. I graduated from WMDD in 2020, and it's been 3-4 years now. So it's it's my pleasure to come back to celebrate the achievements from that students have been putting together and give my feedback. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all the presentations, and if you would like to connect with me and ask for some feedback to your portfolio or projects, feel free to reach out. So you can contact me on LinkedIn. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Adrian?
Hello, everyone. I'm Adrian. Exactly a year ago, I was also one of the students here presenting our project. Now I'm working as a software developer at 𝐈𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐫 Analytics. So I'm mostly involved with full stack development there. And then one more thing that I could share with you guys, create meaningful connections, enjoy your journey of learning here, keep on failing and keep on learning. Then if you want to connect with me, don't just connect because it will help your profile, but try to make an effort to talk to anyone. Who knows, someday they will let you land an interview and get a job. So yeah, looking forward for your projects. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Tony. Same with Hayden. Exactly 1 year ago, I'm sitting right here in this room. Enjoy the moment, learn from everything, from the failure that you have, from the mistake that you made, and you grow up to become a successful career in the future. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Karan. I work for a company called Velo Labs. I've been in the industry for 6 years now, and I graduated with my developers there, Adrian and Tony, and we did the same thing, so I know what really takes to do the presentation. And so just feel free to reach me out after the presentation. I'll be here for quite a while, and let's connect. Thank you.
Thank you to our panelists. So kind to have them come join us on a weekend as well. Thank you for giving up your weekend afternoon. And it's just always very cool to have alumni come back, and we can see a little bit about what they've gone through, their journey after WMDD, and kind of how they found their way from where you are in your seats, whether you're in term 1, term 2, and term 3, into the field. So thank you again, all 4 of you, for joining us. All right, so let's get right to our projects. I want to get right into the gist of it, but just a reminder, as these projects are going, we are recording for those who cannot join us today. So while we do ask you record your screens, presenters, us in the audience, if we can refrain from the chip bags and phones, all these kind of things, just to be respectful for the recording. Thank you. So I'm going to invite anyhow to come up first.
Hi everyone, we are the team Anyhow. I'm Natsuko, a front-end developer. So let me start by our presentation by asking you one question. How do you search for learning materials when you have something you want to newly learn? I suppose most people would turn to online resources. But as you know, there are several challenges regarding online resources. First, online resources is mostly long and overwhelming, making it very difficult to stay focused or know where to start. The second one is there is a lack of interactive learning, so users find it difficult to actively engage with the contents. And lastly, it's difficult to track the progress, so users struggle as to how much they have improved in the past. So learning new things sounds like very intimidating, isn't it? This is where our app Anyhow comes in. Our app Anyhow is a web online platform in which the users can create relatively short text-based tutorials, and other users can read these tutorials. We named our app Anyhow because it enables people to learn anything about how to do something. Anyhow addresses the 3 issues that I have previously talked about, with the 4 main key features as follows. First, it provides quick and focused lessons. It also provides quizzes, AI-powered Q&A assistance, and progress tracking. Anyhow is a short-form learning materials, so it perfectly fits the market for online learning materials. It is suitable for people who want to learn something very quickly. And unlike platforms like Medium or TikTok, we focus on actionable, concise learning experiences. And this is our competitors. As you can see, all of them have already provided a platform in which you can find quick lessons. But some of them do not provide quizzes, and none of them provide AI-powered Q&A or progress tracking. So we strongly believe that by combining all of these 4 main key features, our app can strongly stand out from these competitors. Next, our great presenter, Zero and Russell, will be demonstration for you.
Hi everyone, I am the project manager and UX designer in Anyhow. And today I'm gonna invite you to come to explore Anyhow with me. First, let's pretend we are a new user. Let's sign in first. And you can choose 3 top topics you like here. Today I'm gonna choose cooking, language learning, and self-improvement I'm very interested in. And then we come to the homepage of Anyhow. There are a lot of study guides recommended for you. Feel like searching something? Let's search cooking today. You can see there are a lot of study guides here, and you can also sort them by highest rated. And today I want to study how to make taquinos, which I'm craving for recently. Okay, I can see I will finish this study guide in 18 minutes here. And it shows very precise step-by-step recipes, and I can learn it in 18 minutes. Actually, I have one question about that. Can I make taquinos with vegan cheese? Then I can click Ask Any. Ask Any is our features that you can ask anything based on this content that you are not very sure about it, and it will generate the answer by AI. Okay, the AI tell me, yes, I can use vegan cheese, perfect. Then after that, I also want to test my learning. They have several questions, and I'm gonna finish them one by one. Okay, I got almost every one of them correct. I'm gonna mark it as a completed. Actually, I really like this study guide, so I want to give it a thumb up. And I also want to bookmark it. Then I can review later. Well, Now let's check our progress in my dashboard. Here I can see the overview of my learning progress, like the total learning hours, the quiz I've taken, and the study guides I've completed. And I can also see my activities by weekly and monthly. Also, the study guide I bookmarked and the history I've learned can show here too. Well, let's switch to the creator sides. Today, I'm a creator who are interested in DIY things and fixing things. So I want to share my knowledge to the user in the platform. I'm gonna create a study guide. First, I want to add a cool cover image. And then I will copy and paste the content I prepared before. And I can add images. Also, I want to style the title, and I also can italicize it. After that, I want to add a tag DIY here. And for more interactive, I want to generate quiz with one click. Here is the AI will help the creator to generate quiz with one click, and based on the content you've put in. And also, I can edit or delete the options, click to add a new question as much as I want. Perfect. I want to publish the guide. Then, I also, as a creator, I can check the progress I made. The overview here shows the total hours I spent on guide creation and the total guides I created. And also the activity is very clearly, those green cubes, the darker the green cubes is, shows how I active in this community. And here I can manage my study guides published and in draft. Actually, you can use anyhow in tablet and the mobile too, because it's responsive. That is the demo of anyhow. Then our developer, Razul, will introduce our development part. Thank you, Razul.
Thanks, Zero. Hi, everyone. I'm a lead developer of Anyhow, and I'm going to walk you through our system architecture. First of all, we decided to use Apollo both on the client and on the server because it allows seamless interconnection between the two. Apollo is just an abstraction over an Express.js server that uses GraphQL. We decided to use GraphQL because it allows us to create type-safe declarative APIs. On the front-end side, we're using standard React and Tailwind CSS. You can also notice that we're using TypeScript to greatly improve our developer experience and to type-safe our application. Our database choice fell onto the Postgres because it's an industry standard relational database. For its ORM, we're using Prisma, and to power our AI quiz generation and Q&A, we're using OpenAI API. Next, we're going to talk about design. I'm going to invite Luis for that.
Thanks, Razul. Hello, everyone. I'm Luis, lead designer of Anyhow. This term was particularly special because we use agile methodologies. Specifically, we use Scrum framework to build this application during the whole term. We use different applications, especially we use Slack, GitHub, and Jira to communicate each other and to track the progress of our project. We also use different top-tier applications for software for design, like Figma, Photoshop, and Illustrator. To build this design, we create Anyhow logo based on the model that we define, bite-sized learning. So that way, we offer to the users a platform that is content-focused, dynamic, and also easy to read. So we paired this concept with a logo that is simple to understand. It's a book. We paired this with the colors that we choose, in this case, any green and deep purple, that we call Anyhow green and the any purple. We pair this with the brand design. In this case, we create a simple animation that you can see in this case, and a small illustration to pair the design. This is because we want to focus on the content so the user can read and enjoy the platform without losing the track of the information. We also use different, for the branding, we use this typography, Satoshi, is one of the most modern typography that you can use in these times. It is particularly special because we can use different glyphs, so we can use this application, this typography on the logo and also on the content. So that way the user can read easily and enjoy the content. We also use the colors that I mentioned before, anyhow green and anyhow deep purple. These colors are based on our UI kit. We built a UI kit that is that it has 15 type of components, 15 different components, and between 120 different variables. We use this to create our simple UI. We also tested these components, so we are sure that they comply with the WCAG standard. So that way we are sure that the components and the rest of the interface has accessibility and is okay for the rest of the user. Now I'm gonna invite V so she can talk us about the future features.
Thank you, Luis. Hi, I'm a designer B. And looking ahead, we'll develop 3 future features. The first one is personalized learning path. Users can reach their goals faster with learning paths. And the second one is content curation by skill level. Whether you're a basic learner or an expert, you can find relevant study guides. And the final one is translation and multilingual support, because we believe knowledge doesn't have borders. And with these features, we will adopt a subscription model. You can unlock the full potential by paying $90 per month, including every feature from basic. And on top of that, you can also use AI Q&A and highlighted text. And lastly, also you can use AI assistant for content creators. Finally, meeting our passionate minds behind Anyhow, our team consists of 1 project manager, 0, and 4 developers and 5 designers. If you're interested in our project, scan our QR code to visit our website and start your journey with Anyhow. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyhow, we're just gonna go to our panel now. So as any kind of feedback, design, and development, whoever would like to answer the question, if you just please go up to the mic. All right, we'll start.
Sure. I could see that there's a lot of self-learning with the technologies that you've been using. So I saw like a Prisma, Apollo, those kind of stuff. I'd like to know if, because this project is only been created within 12 weeks, if you would like to create this again from scratch, what technology or what changes in the development would you like to change? Or would you want to change, and why?
So the question is, if we're gonna start it again from scratch, what would I do different with
correct.
the team? Okay, I see. So in terms of main technologies, I think we would stick to TypeScript, React, and all of that. Maybe we would incorporate some framework on the client side, like Next.js or Astro, something like that. But mostly, I think we did a pretty good job with development. So yeah, maybe just incorporating a framework into the front end.
I see. Yeah, that's also a good answer.
Yeah, great project. I personally love it because I hate going to YouTube and seeing the tutorials and swiping, right? So I just like blogs and articles where I can scroll and go directly to the the pointers in the tutorial where I should read stuff. So I've got a couple of questions. One thing is, I saw 100% positive, something like that.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is the rating. As you saw in the last part of the new user demo, you, as a user, can like or dislike the guide. And then we just calculate all of the likes and dislikes and make a percentage of that showing.
Okay, okay. And which editor are you using?
Sorry?
Which editor are you using to input the data?
Editor? Oh, it's you mean the guide?
Yeah, is it CK editor, TipTap, or you
It's a Facebook lexical library.
Okay. And one last question: the data in the app could grow exponentially, right? I mean, as you keep on adding. So
Yeah,
how do you handle search without affecting performance in future?
Search is done mainly using Postgres internal functions, so it's already optimized for a deep search.
Okay.
So it's just basically a Postgres search we're searching within tags, within the body of the guide, and within the title. So it's already optimized by Postgres.
Okay, that's it.
Great work, by the way. I would have two questions, one related to the features and one related to the development. First question is why you decide to create a content in a text-based format with DIY and cooking topics. What is the benefit for both creators and learners to choose this kind of content, this kind of topic?
So if I understand correctly, you ask why we chose these topics. Basically, topics, you can create anything you want. We're not focusing our platform on something specific related to development or to design. As we just demonstrated, there are guides for learning languages, for learning how to cook something. So there's no barriers in that. And with the second question,
It's the same question. I think my question is about if I'm the creator, I'm a cooking creator, why I select to create a content here rather than in a video format in YouTube.
Oh, I see. There are a couple of reasons why I would choose a text format. First of all, YouTube consists a lot of ads. So when you try to watch something, there are a lot of ads that distract you from the main point. But here, we don't show you anything. We just put you directly to the content. And we kind of restricted the content length for up to 16 minutes. So we can be sure that any guide you're watching, it shouldn't take longer than 1 hour. So it's pretty straight to the point.
The second question about development. Why GraphQL and why Postgres? What is specific requirement for this project that it is better to use GraphQL and Postgres rather than
That's a good question.
MongoDB or other technologies?
So as for Postgres, we made sure that our database should be relational and not NoSQL. So our choice was Postgres, but we could also select MySQL, etc. We selected Postgres because it's open source. There are a lot of tooling around it, and it's pretty easy to integrate to anything. As for GraphQL, the main reason is compared to REST API, GraphQL is more declarative. You get back what you asked for, the server. So it's pretty much declarative, and there is a great tooling around GraphQL as well, especially for the front-end part. We're using Apollo, both on the client and on the server, and it generates TypeScript types just by the query. So you input a query, it immediately generates types, and then all of your application data is type safe. So you can be sure that if you're putting this Boolean flag or this text flag, etc., it's going to be there because it's type safe. So this is the main reasons.
Thank you.
Very well polished design, I would say. I can tell there's a lot of thoughts put into the layout, design, and the organization of the components and everything. I have one feedback and one question to ask. So first I'm going to start with a question. So I browsed the proposal, and I found you folks are actually down the user testing after you have the design. So I would like to ask, when you finish user testing and you get lots of feedback and insights, how did you determine what are the ones that you're going to take?
Hi. Well, actually, we test different features on the app, mostly related to the AI features. So we trying to prioritize the ones that are more important for the user, that generate more impact in the user experience. For example, one of the feedback that we got during the usability test was that one of the AI feature, like the Ask Any, was kind of confusing for the user, the placement of the button. So we had to rearrange the design and check again so we can be assured that the design was compliant with the user's needs.
Yeah, I have a tip to share is that when I do user testing in my work, after I have the testing results, I would use the impact and effort metrics to help with an analysis so that I can prioritize the things that I can improve. So that, tip for you. And I also have a feedback is when I play around with the website, I found interactive elements like the buttons and the search fields. They don't have a hover state. So that could potentially impact the usability because users, they are expecting to see feedback when they hover on things. They want to see there is visual feedback to them that this is interactive elements. So that is one thing. And another one is I really appreciate the usage of the carousel pattern, which is used at the header section in the landing page. However, when I want to try to interact with it, I have to click on the dots to navigate. So the target zone is a little bit small. But if make use of icon buttons with arrows, that would be help with the usability. But although there's some feedback, but overall the design is really, really good and really polished. So really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, team. Anyhow, any questions quickly from the audience for this team? No, only nice thoughts and nice things. It's too late on a Saturday. I get it. All right. Thank you, team. Anyhow, you can have a seat. Kisan. I'm going to invite Kisan to come to the front.
Oh, we got plenty of audience over here. Nice. So, hello everyone. I'm Mudit Dhangar, project manager and a UI UX designer for this team. And I would like to welcome you all to Kisan, where technology meets the heart of agriculture. So, let's talk about how it all began. What problems are we actually solving over here? So, imagine a farmer in India standing in the middle of their farmland, unclear about what crops to grow next. Will the upcoming monsoon be reliable? Or they might have questions like, what if I grow this crop and it doesn't perform well in the market? So this is not a problem for this particular farmer, but for the millions of families relying on agriculture in India. To overcome these struggles, we introduce Kisan. So Kisan is an AI-based data-driven application which helps the unsupported farmers to make informed decisions. We have focus features like weather insight, market price insight, crop recommendation, tips and fun facts, and AI chatbot to support these farmers. And let's talk about the competitors. We have competitors like HNF Mandi, AgroStar, and Dihat. As you can clearly see that by providing these features, our applications stand out from these competitors. Now, I would like to call Chitransh and Shivam for the demonstration.
Thank you so much, Mudit. Hi, everyone. My name is Shivam, and I'm a full-stack developer. So without wasting any time, let's dive deep into Kisan through the eyes of two farmers. So first one is Amnish, who's from Bihar, and who's new to Kisan and has not set up any farms yet. And on the other hand, we have Prab, who has been using Kisan for quite some time and has multiple farms to manage. Their different perspective will give us a deeper understanding on how Kisan adapts to diverse user needs. So Amnish visits the landing page of our Kisan application Kisan provides insights and comprehensive view of replication at a single glance. So to explore all other benefits what Kisan has to offer, Amnish will now sign up. And as we have already saved the information for saving the time, so now we'll sign up. And as we can see, the registration has been successful. So Kisan prompts him to add a farm right now, or we can do it later. So as we are doing it later, it redirects us to back login page. And now we'll add the information and log in again. So as you can see, login has been successful. So despite having no farms, Kisan still offers him all the benefits and features that Kisan offers, like market insights, weather, and other things. So to get a deeper understanding of Kisan, now he has to add a farm. All of this information is really crucial and related to what the farm he want to add. So first of all, we'll add the image just now for wheat, and the farm name, which is wheat farm, the size of farm in hectares, and the current location. The last crop sowed is really important as we are using this information to compare the price of current crop sowed and the last crop sowed. Now I'll continue, and on the next page, there are other information like soil quality, crop type, season, which is really important as we are using this information in other features as well. So after adding all this information, we'll submit. As you can see, the farm has been added successfully. Now if we go back to My Farm section, we'll get to see the farm that we have just added. And as we can see, all the information related to that farm, like soil type, organic, and everything, along with a crop of that particular wheat farm. On the right-hand side, you can see there's a line graph that shows the comparison between wheat that we are just growing right now and the last crop sowed, which is rice. And if we go back to home page, we get to see like there's a weather widget section. So weather widget provides us real data and predictions of that particular location, which helps farmer to increase their productivity. If moving on to market insights section, so market insights is the section which provides farmer a deeper understanding of what is happening in the market, which can really help him to increase productivity and to get a sense which crop to grow. So on the left hand side, we can see there's a line graph which shows data of that particular crop for the last 3 years, along with that particular tip, which provides understanding and insights of how that crop could be grown better. And on the right hand side, we are using Open API for this. The donut chart is displaying the popular crops on different locations. So for now, Delhi is our default location, which shows the popular crop, five crops of that area. And moving on to the chatbot. So here we are using OpenAI as well, and this chatbot is strictly provides all the information related to farming itself. So if we suggest top 3 crops for the winter, it will provide us just the top 3 crops that we could grow. And now the rest features will be explained by Chitransh.
I'm Chitransh Nigam, and I'm a full stack developer and lead developer at Kisan. So to start with the demo. So India currently has like 12 official languages, but most of the farmers speak like Hindi and Punjabi. So we are going to use Hindi for the demonstration purposes. So if I select Hindi, and as you can see, the entire dashboard has been selected into the selected languages, and so the farmers can make most of it. And now moving on to a crop recommendation feature. So this is our main feature, and we are using OpenAI for that. And just a minute. Let me change back the language so you can understand better. So we are using OpenAI for that, and we are providing several other input for the OpenAI, like previously added farms, multiple farms data, and along with that some other weather and location data. So if I click on crop recommendation, it provides us with the list of farms that the user has added. So for the demonstration purposes, I will click on the wheat farm. And it provides us with all the other details like what is the soil type and water source and farming method. So if I click on recommend crops button, yeah, so the AI is suggesting that the farmer should grow wheat, and it provides us with other relevant details like what would be the seed cost and the harvesting period and the current market price of the crop. Next, I will demonstrate the map feature. So the farmers can use this feature to pinpoint the nearby market locations, and it provides us with a filter to filter the marketplaces based on different crop types. So for example, if he wants to sell tomato, and as we can see, there are different marketplaces nearby where he can sell his crops. So if I click on Gurgaon, so the destination field will get auto-populated. And let's assume since Delhi is our default location, so the farmer lives in Delhi. So if I click on calculate route, it will provide us with the distance and the time duration for the farmer it will take to reach that place. And it also provides us with the route. So that's all for the demo. Now I will be explaining the tech stack. Yeah. So for the front end, we're using HTML, CSS, and White, and along with several other front end libraries like React.js, Tailwind for styling, and Apex charts. And for the backend, we're using Node.js, Express.js, Firebase, and MongoDB. And along with that, we're using several other APIs like OpenAI, REST API, and Vercel for deployment. Next, Dosa will talk about the design aspect. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Dorsa. I'm lead designer. About the user flow, our goal was to design a very simple user flow so farmers can access to the all main feature can start it, access to the dashboard and main feature very quickly. So because we remove the unnecessary step in our user flow. For the wireframe, our wireframe is the actually show the main feature of our platform. We started with a low fidelity wireframe, so it's a represent about the access. Thank you. So its wireframes show the access, the how farmers can access to the all main features that we have. So it's very easily. It's our dashboard. We bring a life to the wireframe with the color palette and the colorful icons and typography. We decided our dashboard has a widget base, so we have all main features such as the weather, my farms, market insight, and tips on one page, so farmers can access to them very easily. About the market insight, we have different prices with the different years based off the crops, depend of the a very simple chart. Actually, we have a very helpful tips depend of the prices, so farmers can decide about the market prices or something like this one very easily. About the weather section, we have all features that weather application have, and also we have helpful weather, depend of the weather, so farmers can have a better decision about their farms and crops, depend of this weather. About our brand identity for the typography, as we said, Kisan support 11 different types of the languages. So we need the typeface that support different types of that. So we decided to use Noto Sans. We believe this typeface is very clear, very modern and readability. So we use this typeface in different types such as regular, medium, semi-bold, and bold. For the logo, we use K. K is the first letter of the Kisan, combined with the leaf and the green color, so represent farming goals. For the typography, for the color palette, we use three different types of the green and the black to be sure about the contrast and readability. About our components, all our buttons, cards, inputs, and the navigation bar are very clear and user-friendly, and we use green color for highlighting main features, and also we use the colorful icons to make it easy for the farmers to interact with our platform. And while UX focus on the simple and the efficiently of the access of the platform. For the business model, Kisan would be 2 years free for the farmers to make a trust and the familiarity with our platform. After 2 years, it would be a subscription base with the premium features. For the future features, we will have advanced AI for the help us to the better productivity. And also we have shop features that farmers can sell their products very directly in our Kisan platform. And also we have a communicative features. So we have a space that farmers can share their knowledge and their experience in the Kisan. And this is us. We have a developer side, Chitranj, Shivam, Prab, and Falguni. And for the designer part, we have a Mudit, our perfect project manager, me, Tomohiro, and Ali. Thank you for your attention. If you have some question, let us know. Thank you for your attention and your time. Thank you.
Thank you, team. We'll start on design side first.
Great job, team. I think it's always impressive to see you can achieve this big, significant amount of work in such short time frame. So yeah, you should be really proud of yourself. I think I have two feedback. So first, I would like to say the charts and the graphs are well chosen. So they're easy to read and they making the data interpretation quick and easy to navigate. So great work. And in terms of the color palette, I think as you mentioned in the presentation, green is the main color and which match with your branding. And I think the color palette is refreshing, but if you can consider use the colors and ensure the contrast of the colors when used on the interface, and if you can follow the WCAG standard, that will help with accessibility and usability. And another feedback I would like to give is the icons. I really like the icons that you used on the platform, and it really gives out the vibe. But if you could consider using the icons in same style, that will help with the consistency and improve with the the impression of the interface. But overall, really good work. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Very interesting choice of topic that you select to work with the agricultural business. Very challenging, and it's very bold of you that you select this one. And that is leading to my question. Can you please share the response from your initial user interview? What is the response from the user that you've been interviewing, and how it shaped your decision to create the features that we see today?
So as I come from a farming family, so we usually face this problem that in India only 2 states get the minimum support price and the rest of the states don't. So when we asked the farmers, and they were like, if you can promote the government to give us the minimum support price in the rest of the states also, so that will be really beneficial for them. So we came up with the idea to give show them the prices the other states are getting in India, so they can get motivated and pursue the government to give them the MSP also, as well as giving them the data for all the states at what price this crop is selling in the other state and what crop they should grow, as there are mainly 2 crops grown in India, wheat and rice, and that will give them the opportunity to let their land heal and not only grow rice that consumes a lot of water.
And can you, this question is more on a developer side. Can you walk me through the AI prediction of the crop? How does it work behind the scene? What the data that you're feeding in, how it calculated?
Normally, OpenAI has data that all the top 5 crops or top 10 crops that are grown in a particular state, and the data that we give to OpenAI API is that we have grown this crop, and this is our water supply that we have. Like if we get it from municipal corporation or well or river, and then OpenAI recommends us the crops that this crop is way more suitable for the water resources that you have, or what crops will be like more suitable on your land after you have grown this crop.
Am I understand it correctly? So you feed the OpenAI with the data as a text format, as a prompt. That this is the area, the size of your land. This is how much water you have, and that's it. And you feed it as a prompt to OpenAI.
Yes.
Right.
So that form that we showed on ad farms, it goes as a prompt in OpenAI, and then OpenAI gives us the top crop recommendations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I saw that as soon as you signed up or logged in, there was this Delhi selected already as a location, right? So is it the default location for the presentation, or will it fetch the location of the user?
So right now it's just the default location because this project is mainly about India, right? So that's why we have set it to Delhi just for now.
Okay. And how do you link the location with the type of soil the place has and the farm? Because if it's northern India, the recommendations would be different, but it would be very different if it's southern part of India. How do you handle that?
So basically we are asking the user to enter it, all the information.
Okay.
In the ad farm section, we are getting all the information that user have to edit, and on the basis of that, we are recommending them.
Okay. And how do you handle moderation of the data that you get from ChatGPT? Maybe ChatGPT could be hallucinating, right?
Yeah.
So how would you handle that, or is it future plan in your app?
Currently, as no one in Indian government has like not presented the data on any website, we try to look for it. But only OpenAI has enough data that we can present as a graph, like these are the top crops. And we have asked farmers also, and mainly the data that we get from OpenAI is like 90% correct. So as we don't have any Indian government website giving us the data, so we had to depend on OpenAI.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
A great app. So I have some few feedbacks in the development side. So ideally, you want to automatically sign in users once they sign up. And then it's also important to make at least your landing page responsive, because it will make quite an impression to the users. I saw like there's a market insight component. You presented the market insights. May I know where's the source of those data?
So the market insights, like we had 2 graphs in the market insights department. One was the crop and one was the top 5 crops. So in top 5 crops, you just need to enter the state that you are living in, and it will give you the top 5 crops that the state is currently growing and at what percentage. And the line graph that we showed is just for the crops at what is the current minimum support price given by the government on that crop. The line graph is just showing that. Like if you select wheat, it will show you the minimum support price that is currently given by the government on wheat, so that farmers shouldn't sell the crops below that price.
So those market insight data are coming from government itself.
Not OpenAI.
It's an OpenAI, but how reliable it is?
It's pretty reliable because I have double checked it with the government websites, the MSP part, and it's the almost exact same that we are getting from OpenAI.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, panel. Thank you so much for the questions. Now to the audience, any questions for, in the back. Gotta sit at the back, don't you?
Overall, that was a beautiful presentation. So that was gorgeous. The question I have, it kind of tags into one of the panelist questions, which was around the user discovery. But it got me thinking about that in my experience, And I have a client and a friend that works with farmers, and one of the biggest challenges that he had with his business was that the farmers tend not to be very technologically mature. So usability really comes into play there. So I'm curious, kind of tagging into one of the questions from the panelists, I'm curious about your user discovery with the users. How did they find actually using a platform? Because I can imagine if I was a farmer, I have to imagine that the profile that they're probably skewing a bit older, you know, words like AI and stuff like that might get a bit scary. So I don't know what the conversations like that came up with. And did they have a particular device that they tend to use? Because I don't know that, are the farmers sitting around on desktop computers, or are they using tablets, or are they using their phone? I think the demo you gave was in desktop format. So I'm curious if like you had a discovery in what device they would use. Because are they going to do this out in the field? Or are they going to do this in their house? Or yeah, so it was a lot around the actual user discovery in that regard.
So like mostly everybody has smartphones right now. Even my family, I also belong from farmer family. So even they also use some application, but it is not that much reliable. As I know, it is the data they are getting is only from like government. So we will help them like they can use it on smartphones. Yeah.
User discovery. So what my question was around though is yes. So then around user discovery though, did you find that they felt that your app was accessible to them, or were they a bit scared of some of the wording and the technology? And I guess to that extent is, did you have to make any adjustments because of that user discovery? Like for example, like did you have a user discovery and then they went, oh my God, this is kind of scary. And then you were like, okay, well, we can make it different so it's not so scary. That's just an example.
So for the making it not scary part, we used the multiple language support. So all the states that are currently in India can, like all the farmers from that state can easily read what is written on the website. So they don't get like scared from the AI part, and they can easily read it in Hindi, Punjabi, Tamil, any language that they usually speak.
Did that answer your question? Do you have a follow-up? All right. Follow-up question or another question from our audience? No. All right, thank you, Team Kisan. Remember to check out the materials on the side as well. I'm going to ask Team ToGathr to come to the front. ToGathr.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are the team behind ToGathr, a data-driven responsive web platform designed to revolutionize event planning. I am Sudiksha, one of the designers from the team, and let's dive into the presentation. So do you remember the last great event you attended? I'm sure each of us has the memory of attending a great event where we had the best time. Sadly, behind most great events is an overwhelmed organizer who had to juggle guest lists, RSVPs, photographers, caterers, and a million different things spread across so many different tools. This happens because event planning is a fragmented process, which requires users to use multiple tools to get the work done. So does event planning really need to be this complicated? No, absolutely not. So presenting ToGathr, your all-in-one platform for all things event planning. So do you need to find some great caterers or photographers for your event? You can do that easily by browsing through ToGathr's exhaustive list of verified vendors. Next, do you maybe have a budget that you have to stick to while planning your event? You don't need to worry because ToGathr automates budget tracking. And moving on to guests, they are the most important part of an event. You can easily manage guest lists, RSVPs, check-ins using ToGathr's guest management tool. Lastly, event planning is no fun when done all alone. So get your friends, family, teammates onto the platform to help you plan a great event by using ToGathr's collaboration hub. So this is everything regarding what we offer, but what about our competitors? As you can see, we are the only platform offering a complete solution to event planning. Additionally, we are also the only platform that offers a collaborative workspace. So I can keep talking, but a demo is worth 1,000 words. So I would like to invite our full stack developers, Namrata and Amnish, to show you how it all works.
Hi everyone. Yes.
Hey Amnish,
Hey Namrata, how are you doing today? You look stressed. What happened?
actually I need to plan an event, but I don't know where to start.
No worries. I have a solution for your problem. So we have application together. You just go to together.ca and you can see we have a different tools over here like guest management, budget tracking. So you can use that to plan and manage your event. So let's start with your event, right? We can just click on the create event to start your event planning. So what kind of event you are planning to have?
It's a networking event. It will be project to after party.
Okay.
It will be happening on 7th of December in the evening at 5 p.m.
Okay. So let me just quickly put into the details for you. And
I haven't decided the venue yet, but it will be happening in Vancouver.
okay,
I'm
sure.
planning to invite at least 50 people
Okay.
and I have the budget around 5,000.
Okay, sure. And okay, so this is your event details. You can just check it from here. And let's start. We can quickly log in with your account over here. And we have a Google sign up over here, so it will save the time of the users to log in into our account directly. So within just few seconds, it is loaded over here. And you can see we already have events over here. So let me just quickly click one of the events over here. So if you see in the overview section, we have tasks, we have budget tool, we have guest tool, and collaborators as well. Moreover, you can choose directly vendors from here wherever you want to do your event.
This looks so interesting. Can you tell me what are these task list?
Sure, these are the AI generated tasks. So some people really have to create the task list for their events. So they are really depressed to do this kind of stuff manually. So we have an automated process for it. So there are all the tasks. So you can just do it by yourself or you can invite your friends.
I don't think I will be able to do all of that by myself. Can you please help me? What can I do there?
Sure, you can just simply click on the invite collaborators and you just have to put the email ID of your friend who wants to help you out and you just have to click the send invite button. So if I can show you, so over here, so the invite has been sent over here and you can just simply click on the join workspace link to join the workspace and it will be redirected to you this page and just click on the join workspace and within seconds it will join the workspace and you can just go to the home page. So you can see you have been added to the project to after party event and you can go to the overview and you can check over here like 2 persons have been added. So your friend has been added over here and he can help you whenever you want.
Can you assign some task to me?
Sure. We can simply click on this thing and I can just simply assign this task to you. And so whenever I just go to the collaborations, so I just quickly go to the collaborator section over here and you can see a task has been assigned to you. So you can complete it whenever you want.
Okay, this looks so helpful. I also need to decide a venue. What should I do there?
Sure, you can just glide to the vendor section and you can select any type of category you want to. So let me click venues for you and we have a two type of vendors. One is a ToGathr vendors and one is a Google vendors.
What are together vendors?
So ToGathr vendors are basically the verified vendors that come onto the ToGathr vendor portal. So we have a different portal for them. They can just register their businesses over here and they just have to fill one form and save the form and it will be verified by our admin department and then we can show them on over the user portal and you can just select whichever venue you want to. So let me just select it for you. So which package you want to have?
I think I will go with the basic one.
Oh, basic one, that seems good. So we'll have a basic package and let me just book it for you. Okay, so we also have booked vendors tab and the favorites tab. So all the data will be visible over here, whatever you do. So whenever you book the vendor, it is automatically added to your budget list. So you can just glide on to the budget section and it will be shown into your budget list. And there are all the charts you can simply see. And if you want to add more items like cake, right? So you can just select the category, the amount, and whatever the amount you have paid, and it will automatically calculate everything for you. So you don't have to do anything.
Oh my god, I'm so bad at budget. This will be so helpful. Only if I know how to invite all of the people.
Sure, I have a solution for that as well. You just glide to the guest section, and there are a lot of options. You can either create a new guest list sheet, or to save the time, we have a download Excel template option, which will directly download the Excel template, and you can put all of your data into that template. So let me quickly import one of the template for you. So I will just upload it and it will be uploaded over here. So let me select all of the guests, and we have a compose email button. By clicking on it, we can just simply generate whatever the email we want to using the AI, because people nowadays such a lazy. So we can generate the email by this, and we can just paste the subject over here. If we, and So paste the subject right over here, and let me quickly send an invite to all of our guests. So within few seconds, all the guests will be invited over here. So if you see, this is all the live process. They will be getting the RSVP page. So if you can see, these are all the current status. All the guests are invited. So I would like to request the guest to do the RSVP for me. And we have a refresh button as well. Whenever I click on a refresh button, all the list will be refreshed. So we can see Shivam, Falguni, and Prabh has accepted the request. And if it is difficult for you to see over here, you can just glide to the stats chart, and all the data will be over here. And last cool feature that we have is the guest check-in. You can just simply click on the check-in button to note down the time of the guest check-in.
So cool. I think now I will have no trouble in planning and managing an event. Thank you, Amnish.
Sure, great. So thank you. Now Namrata is gonna explain the tech stack of this application to you.
Okay, so front end we have used React, Tailwind, and JavaScript, and we are using White for building the project. And after that, for backend APIs, we are using Node, and to connect backend with the front end, we are using Express. To save all the events data, we are using Mongo, and to store user images, we are using AWS. And to handle the user authentication and to get the accurate location data, we are using Google services. Thank you. And now I will hand it over to Sudiksha.
Thank you, Namrata. So this is the rest of our toolkit. For design, we used Illustrator for any illustrations or vector graphics. We use Figma for all of our wireframes and mockups. We use Photoshop for any image enhancements. And for our management tools, we use Trello for our project management, Slack for our everyday communication, and GitHub as our code repository. Moving on to our design process. So we did competitor analysis and some user research initially, and we arrived at this information architecture that served as the foundation for all of our user flows and wireframes. Moving on to our mid-fidelity wireframes. This is where we did most of our iterations, thanks to the valuable input from Tyler and Lou. We decided to put all of our core features on the side navigation for easy access, and also decided to have an overview page where the user could get a quick snapshot of their event. Moving on to our high-fidelity wireframes. At this stage, we did some user testing, and we got some feedback from users that the side navigation, we had like a hover feature here, and we decided to remove that because most of the users were not able to figure out that this was the side navigation. And now that you know what our high fidelity mockups look like, I would like to take you through the visual design process that helped us get here. So we started off by defining some brand objectives. And based on that, we formulated this color palette that has bright and contrasting colors. Another thing we had to consider while making this color palette was the fact that we needed to incorporate so many different events, and we needed a color palette that could help us with many combinations and help us have a dynamic look and feel. And for the typography, we used MetaPro for the headings and Noto Sans for body copy. Moving on to our logo. So our thought process behind this was to somehow find a way to combine the idea of celebration and people along with the letters T and G. So this was the logo we arrived at. And moving on to our UI kit, rounded radius, corner radius is a design pattern that we followed throughout the platform just to keep it looking clean and neat. And most importantly, we decided to go with light UI just so that we could highlight the vendors on our platform. And lastly, we made custom illustrations for this project. And the design style we followed was line illustrations with mostly curved edges to fit in with the rest of the design. So this was everything with respect to how we made the platform. Now I'd like to invite Andre to tell you all about our business and marketing strategies.
Hey, thank you, Sudiksha. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Andre. I'm one of the UI UX designers of Team ToGathr. So for our revenue strategy, it's centered around two things. First, with vendor commissions, we charge a small fee to our vendors whenever they are booked by our users within our app. Second, with sponsorships, we let brands advertise by partnering with ToGathr through exclusive in-app events. And for our marketing strategy, we will utilize social media platforms to boost our brand awareness and attract new users to our application. We will give out promotional opportunities such as discounts to increase user engagement and retention. And by partnering with trusted vendors, we diversify and add more vendor options available to our users. And before I proceed, we of Team ToGathr would say a big thank you to our business class instructor, Paul, for helping us understand marketing and business strategies. Thank you, Paul. So looking ahead into the future, we will add an in-app chat for our users to enable communication amongst themselves within our app. We will also add a secure payment gateway to enable users to directly pay to their chosen vendors. And finally, for the food waste management feature, this will allow users to donate their leftover food to charities. And that concludes our presentation. Let's meet the remainder of the team. We have Sangeeta, Shashank, and Mehul, our UI UX designers. We have Vishnu and Kapil, our full stack developers. And together, we are Team ToGathr. We aim to simplify the event planning process. So start planning your events today by scanning the QR code or by simply visiting our website, togathr.ca. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you, team. We'll start development side again.
First, I'd like to commend, wow, great app, great demo, and then 3 user workflows, and then you pulled it off. There's a lot of work there. So in the development side, I just wish you could utilize AI more.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my feedback there. So question, have you thought in the development, for example, in terms of how do you scale this project if there are more users?
So basically, if there are more users, so we have used that on the tech stack side, we have used the database Mongo. So we can store a lot of data into it by the document sides because it's a non-relational. So there's a future feature as well, which will help us to attract the more users on the platform. So it is no big deal for us to manage the most of the users as the most of the app is fully dynamic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, really loved your presentation. Really liked how you demoed. There was a question and answer round. Yeah, I love the animation as well, the loader animation. Yeah, it was cool. And you guys really did a lot. I mean, it was a lot. So, which brings me back to my next question. The stack that you chose, Express, Node, and React, you could have done it in Next.js. Why did you choose three?
The first thing, because it was a requirement for this term, and so we have to choose this tech stack. And moreover, this is the React.js is way faster than the Next.js in terms of running the modules. So in the Next.js, I know it's like Next.js is more of the accessibility thing because it's used for the SEO as well. But we are not focusing right now on the SEO optimizations. So that's why we have used the React.js.
Okay, and could you talk about the development process? Because there was a lot of flows. So did you do a lot of planning in the beginning before coding?
Yes, there was a lot of planning because there were basically 3 user workflows. So it was like 2 different users interacting with each other at the same time. So we have planned the task with all the developers, and there was a system architecture which we have designed. And there was a ToGathr portal which we have designed, but it is merely because we have used the React, so it's the same component, just a different UI UX and the same backend part to make it more faster. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great work. Well thought out features, completed features for the users. My only question would be your targeted user would be a professional event organizers, the company that organize an event for a living for their client, or ordinary people who just want to plan their birthday parties or like friends, baby shower, things like that. What would be your main target user?
Well, we targeted both types of users. So when we did competitor analysis, we found that there are apps in 2 spaces, either for things like planning weddings and only weddings, or you have professional event planning apps. There was nothing in between. So this platform, like anybody can use it. It's for professional event planners or for like normal people like you and me to plan like birthdays and stuff.
Great presentation. I think we should send a best acting awards today. Yeah, I think go back to the design. I think for designers, when we design dashboards, we often there's a challenge that we always facing is to balance the data density and the visual aesthetic. I think what the designers from the team, you did a good job on creating the wall structure, the cards, and like those elements. My suggestion would be if you improve on the information hierarchy on the cards furthermore, then we can, like for example, you can adjust the font weight, font size to emphasize the contrast between the text content. That it will improve with the scannability of the interface as well. So, but overall, good job. And I'm interested in knowing more about the workflow between the designers and the developers, because handoff designs to developers is part of like our job. So I would like to know, how did you hand off the design specs to the developers?
Well, it was a learning process for us as well. So it actually happened in stages. We handed over some stuff and we realized that the developers needed some other information. So we added stuff onto our design system, so that there was a lot of back and forth. Like I think a lot of learning for next term as to how to make the process a lot more efficient. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the good thing of using, do you use Figma?
Yeah, we use
Like,
Figma.
the
Yes.
good thing of using Figma is that there's demo, there's like inspect features, so there's already something that we can make use to hand off the specs to developers. But we still need to like add annotations and then make use of some of the notes to make the like the handoff process even like smoother. So that would be my tip for you.
Yeah, we mostly depended on QA this term. Like once it was developed, we sat with the developers and told them what was not aligning and stuff like that. But yeah,
that will like serve the purpose as well. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, panel. Thank you, team ToGathr. Any questions quickly from our audience? In the back. come to the front if you like. We know you. We know.
Tyler's not going to want me to talk about the business side. I appreciate the call out on that, so thank you. But I wanted to say that I have a piece of feedback, a very small one, but also a piece of validation. So Tyler and I and the gang here, one of the things I said actually as soon as you guys finished your presentation, something we have to do is arrange the capstone event every term. And I actually turned to Amandeep and I said, I would use this over Eventbrite, like now. Like it's that's good validation. Like so much easier and so much easier to use. Eventbrite is so complicated, way too overcomplicated. So I wanted to validate you on that. So congrats on that. The one little tiny piece of feedback that I have, and this is like a polish point, and designers can tell me different. Tyler might even slap me afterwards. But one of the things, he might do that regardless, but one of the little things that I tend to find sometimes with dashboards is I noticed in your demo you had a section where it showed the task list and you were kind of putting some focus on that. And then I don't remember exactly who it is, but they started scrolling. Now, for me, it was interesting because it seemed obvious that you knew to scroll because you built it, but it didn't seem obvious to me, potentially as a user, that there was more below that you could actually scroll within that box. So this is a tiny thing I find with a lot of apps, is that sometimes they don't have an obvious, like, there's more info below, you can scroll down. Now, I know your answer might be, yeah, but Paul, we have a link for all tasks. I get it. But if you're trying to make it usability accessible, then having something to show that if you scroll, or there is the ability to scroll to see more, that's a little teeny tiny point. But I think it's an important point for everybody potentially. So yeah.
We'll go with that one. Any other questions? Other questions, thoughts, comments from our audience? No. Thank you, team. Thank you, Team ToGathr. Right. Make sure you on the side. We're halfway through. 3 more to go. LearnEZ. Let's come to the front.
Hi, everyone. Myself, Mini Balakrishnan. I'm a designer for LearnEZ. Let me introduce our web platform. It's LearnEZ. Last July, I met a parent at a get-together who was really concerned about his child's struggles at school. Despite of being smart and curious, she was falling behind, especially with math and reading. I was able to understand that the parent was really frustrated and was unsure how to overcome this. Approximately 3.2% of Canadian children have learning disability, and parents are unsure about how to identify it online as well as to get proper guidance. The solution what we offer with LearnEZ is early detection, specialized tutoring, and targeted exercises. The main features what we provide in our platform is preliminary diagnostic tests, where it's a free test which the parent can do it according to the child's comfortable. Next one is your live personalized tutoring. It is where the child gets connected with a specialized certified tutor. The third one is the personalized exercise, where the assessment will be taken by the child according to his needs as well as related to the diagnostic report. Speaking about the competitors, we do have competitors like LXercise, Dyslexia Connect, Early Bird, and iExcel. As you can see, we are the one who offers everything together. Let me now call South for the demo. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Saud. Hey, so let's go to LearnEZ.com. So right now I am as a parent, I need to take a test from a child who is facing dyslexia, ADD, and other 2 dyslexia problems. So let's start with the free test. Okay, So learning disability start right. Okay, let's start the test. Okay, I need to give him access to the microphone. Okay, so right now we have categorized into 3 sections because we, due to time limited, we have categorized 3 questions from each category. So in total, it's gonna be 9 questions. So with children with dyslexia, they face difficulty understanding the letters and the alphabets. So right now, he's asking me to select a letter A. Okay, so if I'm able to select letter A, let's see. Okay, all right, got it. Let's go next. Okay, please select number 4. I think this is number 4. Oh, no, it was 1, sorry. Please drag a shape. So now I need to drag the shape. No. Okay. All right, so this is so difficult. I'm barely surviving it. Okay, so what is saying? What does the cat say? Louder. Monica, can you please?
Meow.
Meow. Okay, so apples, apples, apples. So I have 5 over here. Oops. Oh my God, maybe I have dyslexia. So is this? I think it's a dog. No, it's a dog. Yep. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Trace the dotted line in a clockwise direction. Let's do it. Okay, guys, bear with me. Almost there. Oof. This is difficult. I'm bad, I know. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need a doctor. Okay, so how many apples do we have? I cannot read. 10? All right, you're right. Okay, so now let's see. In order to get your information, please sign up. Okay, let's quickly sign up. Okay, so my profile has been created. So this is my child named Bella. Let's go to his profile. So, okay. So we got a result of 50%. Maybe we need some help. So let's go for a live tutoring and find a tutor for ourselves. So we have a couple of tutors over here. So maybe I will go with Lucas because he's available on Monday. I'm also available on Monday as well. So let's select a booking with him. I'll be on Monday, 16 and around 2:30 p.m. Okay, so let's just confirm a booking with him. All right, it's done. So for the parent, you already have done a booking with the tutor. So from the tutor section, you can also as a tutor, if you sign up as a tutor, let me just quickly sign up. Okay. So right now, as a tutor, I can see that I have a following scheduled session with a child called Bella with his parent name South. So as a tutor, I will help the child out in understanding and what the problem is facing and try to teach him how to be more improvement in his learning capability. So yeah, that's all for the demonstration. So further moving on, I'm going to talk about the full tech stack. So for the tech stack, for the front end, we are using front end React, and for the back end, we're using Node.js for using the APIs and handling all the functionalities of the process. For the database, we're using MongoDB, and for the authentication, we're using Firebase. Moving forward, I would like to talk about the system architecture. For the system architecture, we're using a scenario in which we're handling the user flow through the front end by making a request call to the server using a unique value so that our user data is saved and personalized because it's a very sensitive data. So we don't want to expose data in any shape or form. So using this unique key value, we're going to make a call to the servers, and in return, he's going to make the request. So make sure everything is safe and surrounded. So right now, I like to call Monica, who's going to talk about the designing part.
Thank you, Saud. So my name is Monica. I'm design leader, and I'm going to talk about the tech stack. We use it for management, Slack, Trello, and GitHub. And design, we use it Illustrator, Photoshop for treatment of logo and images, and Figma for design system and creation of wireframes. For the user flow, we have two main paths. So one for the parents and one for the tutor, and they integrate during the use of the platform. For branding, we have LearnEZ. We have the word learn and the E and Z to bring the sound of easy, to make the process easy for the user. So for tagline, we have simple steps to better learning and different applications for the logo. For typography, we have Montserrat and Roboto that are really easy to read and easy to use during all the process of design. And the sizes are really big to facilitate the user, especially the user with learning disabilities, to identify easy what they need to achieve inside the platform. For UI kit, we have a color palette that is really bright and colorful with tones of blue and orange and also a little bit of green, because we want to bring a childhood universe and a feeling of being playfulness, like joy using the platform. We know how hard it is for this kind of user to pay attention and really focus and keep the interest during the exercises. So during the design process, we built some wireframes and we went through the experience of the user. And the result was a lot of mock-ups that we have all the information that the user needs, but also this feeling of playfulness and childhood to, again, bring the children and the user into the platform in a good experience. So for business model, we have two main revenue streams: the freemium model, where the user can access the free tests and basic exercises for free. And we have the premium model, where the parent can use the tutoring, online sessions, and exclusive support when they need. And for partnerships, we can connect with schools and clinics and therapists to promote the platform. For future features, we have the multilingual support, because we know all over the earth we have people dealing with learning disabilities, and bring them into a platform would be a rich experience. We also have integrated support forum, because we know families struggle a lot during this process, especially when they discover that the children has a learning disability, so they can share and support each other. And also we have gamification, because we know children, they keep stimulated to be inside the platform when they are earning badges and points. And this is our team. We have Parul, me, Carla, Mini, and Shino as designers. And in development side, we have Saud, Carlos, Gibran, and Mansour, building everything that you saw today. This is our live site, LearnEZ.com. I invite you all to visit and test. Maybe you can check if you have some kind of learning disability. That is totally fine, because we can support you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Team LearnEZ. We'll start on design feedback.
Thank you, team. Very good presentation. I think this is a very meaningful project, as like we are living in the tech industry, and we want to figure out how to make this world better, how to help people out using the technologies. So this is a really, really meaningful project. So yeah, I have a feedback and also have a question to ask. I want to start with the feedback. I noticed that the CTA buttons used in the interface are having like different colors. Some of them are red, some of them are green. Although like they are like same CTAs and they serve the similar purpose. So I would like to mention that ensure a uniform color scheme that used for the same type of buttons is very important, so that we can create a visual, like cohesive visual experience, and also can make the design feel like really polished. So yeah, that is just like one small feedback there. And in terms of the question, I would like to ask, you're demoing the test that take for the evaluation. So I'm wondering what kind of research your team has done to put together the content of the testing.
Okay, so for the test, like it's very difficult for us right now to test the child on a limited number of questions. So obviously, like in each category, like if I talk about dyslexia, it has like multiple questions on based upon we can like judge the child if they have a dyslexia or not. So we have make some research on it and we gathered the data for it. Like just I mentioned, due to the limited time frame, we like scope the calculation of the result into a limited window, which at the moment is not 100% accurate. But yeah, in future, like obviously each category will describe the percentage of how many chances a child has dyslexia or HTT or etc. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Great work by the team. And my only question is that one of the challenge for project 2 is you only have 10 something week to create everything from scratch. What would you do differently? Is time is not an option. It's not limited. If you have 10 more months to do, what would you do differently?
So there's something in my mind, like, so each exercise and quizzes are based on components. So for me, I want to make them some kind of dynamic components, which we use AI to use its own data in those components, and we can like generate some random custom from related to that topic from the start, so we don't have to only rely on our own data. Not only for the website, but tutor can also use some random question. Like he can select, okay, I'm going to select 5 questions, and the AI going to use the content to use those by using those components to generate those exercises.
Yeah, great presentation, guys. I also enjoyed your proposal. I have the tiniest iPhone, and I could read everything. Yeah, I couldn't find the hosting service that you guys are using for your application.
For the hosting service, we're using, like, we didn't mention about the slide, but for the hosting, we're using called website render. For the backend, we're using render, and for the front end, we're using Versal.
Okay. Yeah. And I also saw there's a sign up for tutors, and they have a certificate with it. How do you validate the certification?
Yeah, so that part at the moment, it was quite challenging because we was like facing some difficulty because there is like very limited resources available in order to verify a tutor, because obviously it's a very sensitive data. Like it cannot be like easily available on the open World Wide Web. So what we have planning to do is to create some sort of custom queries or custom question. Based upon that, we can like judge the tutor this tutor is like a verified, have the skill and the talent to like qualify for this teaching or not.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great app idea. And then I also enjoyed the demo. And then just a follow-up questions from a while ago. So how do you come up with those questions? Are there reference or you just guys made it up?
So we do some research. Some of the research are based on the topic itself, but some ideas for our own, just to make sure like we can make the test more entertaining, because obviously for a child it's very hard to like make him focus on a test. So like we use our own content, some UIs to make sure the child is still interactive with the test and not like just going all the way out.
And then one more thing during the demo, like just like advice, like for example, if they're using desktop, so ideally you wouldn't want that tracing to do. I mean, to
So-
appear there, because I would fail that too, right?
Yes, for
So-
the tracing part,
Yeah.
is right now is typically on desktop.
Mhm.
But for the future, we are also planning to make it as a mobile app, which is like more easily and more like you can say compatible with our exercises. But you can also do this test on a mobile as well by going to our learneZ.com.
Yeah, cool. And then one more thing, it's really important to develop a mechanism to validate those tutors, because parents wouldn't trust easily those, right? So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, panelists. Audience questions? Paul?
I just want to tag in onto that last one as a parent of 3 kids with autism and ADHD. The certification part is actually one of the most important parts, especially thankfully in BC and in Canada, there's a lot of funding programs, particularly for that part. So I would want to make sure and maybe even have access to their rates and stuff. One of the things that actually threw me off a little bit in the presentation is I heard a lot of back and forth about who the actual user is of the site/app. I get that the test is for the child potentially, but then there was a couple of moments where you sort of talked about like the person going to the site and that it's easy for them to use because they might struggle themselves. Just one thing I wanted to point out is that to that effect, I do feel like maybe the site, I'm not sure about the app, but the site particularly might have had a bit too much text for that purpose, right? Again, because you're trying to simplify the whole journey. I just saw a lot of text there, and it kind of goes against the point that I think you're trying to make with the whole thing. So just simplifying and dumbing that down might do well.
Thank you so much. The idea was like the first time user, imagine you just find out that you or maybe your children have it. So sometimes you don't have too much information about that. So the point is also not only offer the free test, but also explain a little bit about learning disabilities and also about the site. Right, yeah, we are going to improve this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Team LearnEZ. Totally fine. All good. Next team, again, very different, is Helpmet. Helpmet. So completely different spaces. All 6 of these projects today, 6 very different spaces, 6 very different approaches.
Let's see a quick video on what is the problem is. So imagine these type of incidents happen on work sites every day. Too often, like near misses, close calls, like the incidents that could have been deadlier. Too often, these type of incidents goes unreported, and these unreported incidents create blind spots, and which makes it hard to track the real core problem in the incident. And if we show the blind spot to light, we can save business millions and more importantly, save lives. And existing systems are outdated. Paper-based system is slow and inefficient. Generic safety software are too complex and often lack preventive insights. So introducing Helpmet.
Hello everyone. So myself, Arshdeep Kaur, I'm the UI designer from team Helpmet. So let me introduce Helpmet. Helpmet uses real-time data and predictive analytics to improve safety and save lives. By seeing to this problem, we came up with the solution that Helpmet is a platform to prevent workplace accidents with quick injury, predictive tools to spot risk early, alerts for safety updates, and checks to ensure equipment is safe. Even it works safe for the workers and productive. So who our app is for? So Helpmet is medium to large scale businesses. Especially we focus on industries such as construction, logistics, and manufacturing that value safety. So we can see that we have the three of the competitors, but Helpmet is covering all of the four features with the unique one, which is customizable alert settings, which is not covered by the other of the three competitors. So now the demo will be shown by the Hemant and the Roy to see, show how to report injuries and trends on a dashboard.
Thanks, Harshdeep. Hi, I'm Roy. I'm the project manager and full stack developer of Helmet. So today I'm going to be a construction safety officer. So recently, one of my colleagues got injured after falling from scaffolding. His leg was injured. His leg was broken, but luckily it wasn't a severe fracture. As the person who followed up on his situations, I was asked to submit an injury report regarding this injury. So I received an email asking me to fill out the form. So I have to input all the details and also the images of that injury. I can then click the submit button and submit the report from my phone. And then my manager, he can review and approve the report that I submit. And after that, I will receive an report ID with the email notifying me. I can refer to the report ID for future reference. So on the other hand, to ensure safe equipment operations, I have to make sure inspections and maintenance are done on schedule. So in the equipment list here, the alarm icon alerts me if an inspection is needed. So I can then update the equipment status and following up with the maintenance team to address any issue before they becomes a safety concern. So the coolant of the excavator is replaced this week. So I need to update its status. Since we are the new user of this app, so our dashboard, we cannot gain much insights from the dashboard. But Hemant, the subcontractor with our company, he has been using Helmet for a while. So from here on, he will talk about his daily usage.
Hello everyone, I am Hemant, a full stack developer from team Helpmet. And today I'm acting as a owner of a business site in Vancouver. And I have been using Helpmet for quite a while. This is the dashboard of the helpmet.ca for my organization. On the top left corner, I can see that there are 3 graphs using which I can analyze and see the report status on a weekly basis, on the categorization basis, or on the severity basis. Also, there has been many locations on my site and my employees are working at different locations. I can see what injury is happening at what locations using injury heat map. Moreover, there has been many reports pending and most of the equipments are out of order. So what I can do, I can go to report status projection and equipment status projection from the dashboard and keep a track of these and take adequate actions. If I want to have more analysis on the location and the injuries and a time duration, what was the severity, I can go to site injury report table. Let's get a deeper analysis of the injuries. So we'll go to injury analytics, injury overview. Here, the injuries are being related on the basis of location, severity, report status, and we can get more details as well. Let's talk about another scenario. In this scenario, there has been an incident that happened recently, and I want to inform all the employees of my organization. So I will send an alert and notification. Either I can send an employee notification or a department notification. So let's create a department alert. For the department alert, I will say that there has been a blockage at the emergency exit, and I will add a prompt. Also, to add some images, then I can add some employees. I can either add a number of employees or specific employees. So let's add the employees as well, and I will send the alert. On the other hand, I will receive an email stating that I'm being aware about the incident. So I'll get the notification and alert through email. That's all about the demo today. Now I would like to invite Kisaja to talk about the UI kit.
Hello, thank you, Hemant. And I'm 𝐾𝐬𝐿, one of the UX designers. So we built our brand on 3 adjectives: reliable, proactive, and professional. So based on these adjectives, we designed our logo. This is a simple but powerful logo. We encapsulate H inside a shield to convey the protection and security our platform provides. Moving on to the next slide. We use vibrant purple to convey innovation and reliability of our app, and calming green for safety and growth. And we use natural colors to balance and improve readability. We use Fira Sans as our typography because of its high legibility to enhance the readability of critical data. So using those and our user flows, using those, we derived our UI kit. We use rounded corners and keep our design very minimalist but modern. And with the user flow and the UI kit, we came up with mockups. And as you can see, the analytics and the data is shown very well, and we keep it modern and readable. So to explain the tech stack, I would like to invite Roy.
Thanks, Kisaja. Our product host on render is using React for front end, Tailwind CSS for styling, and also Chart.js for data visualizations. Our backend runs on Node.js and Express, and we use MongoDB with Mongoose to handle our data. For third-party APIs, we use NodeMailer to handle mailing services, and also TomTom API for map components. Regarding the data model, we have used the company ID to connect most of the collections to optimize the query performance. As for our future feature, we will introduce AI to enhance the analytics. Illnesses such as contagious disease will also be covered in the future. We will also integrate with wearables to offer real-time health tracking. Next, Kisaja will talk about the business model.
So as our business model, we give our users 1 month free trial. After the 1 month free trial is over, the user has to subscribe for one of our subscriptions. So for the first year, we charge the user $100,000. And from the second year onwards, we charge user $80,000. But this subscription comes with employee training, data transfer support, and customization of our app according to their needs. So imagine if you can remember the scenarios you saw in the beginning of the presentation, if you can prevent it, that would be really helpful, right? For business. So with Helpmet, you can. So protect your team, give us the responsibility. Let me introduce our team. Roy, our project manager and full stack developer. Hemant, our full stack developer. Lan, one of our full stack developers. in there. And Promise, one of our front-end developers, and Mohit, one of our full-stack developers. I'm Kisager, UI UX designer. 𝐸𝐿𝐿𝐼, one of the UI UX designers, and Harshdeep, one of the junior UI UX designers, and Ruben as our UX engineer. So thank you so much for listening. Please scan our QR code and go to our website. And if you have a small to large scale business, yeah, this should be good for you.
No big deal.
Just small 100,000.
Yeah. Yeah, first, I'd like to commend a great way to, a great implementing the data visualizations there. But I'm just having some questions. Could you enlighten us why the need of alert in the email? So there was like an alert at the end of the demo.
Yeah, because the employee themselves, they cannot access the entire data. Like they can just only access the report that they made. So we think that it's better to provide them with the report ID so that they might retrieve it for the future reference or some other purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't get is there like a way to track those IDs that have been sent in the email? I mean, the report, I don't know, I didn't see that flow there. Or maybe I miss it.
Yeah. If
I mean, the usage of the email is sending like an ID there, right?
Yeah.
So what's the use of that for them?
Because they simultaneously they might for safety officer they might handle multiple injuries reports, so it's better for them to keep track of each reports so that they can update, like they won't mess up different reports.
I can answer this question.
Yeah, sure.
It is not for the user basis. It is basically for the admin basis. Like if I'm the admin of helpmet.ca, so in order to track that, I have the report ID or the employee ID. Or putting it in the email is just like giving it uniqueness, so that every time they get the email, they know that every employee can get injured a couple of times. So putting the report ID will give it uniqueness. Like this time this injury happened, next time another injury might happen. So that is the importance of putting report ID.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, I really like the animation. It reminds me of that cartoon that I used to watch, Bob the Builder, if you know. Okay, for deployment, you used render, right? Why not Vercel?
It was just being a common decision. Like we got recommendations from Roy and Ruben as well.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it was easy to use. Like we have been deploying for the first time on render, and we just coordinated and decided like render is a good option.
All right. Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Again, I understand that the constraint of the project is a lot. Like you need to cut off a lot of features in order to deliver this wonderful project in time. But again, if there is no time limit, is there any other features that you discover during the user interview process that it would be enhance this project?
Yes, especially the analytics part, we can do predictions with the data. So still our app haven't built it to that standard. So if we have more time, we can invest more time on like advanced analytics and give some predictions on with the weather and some the location based things. So the businesses can like pre-plan for those occasions if something goes wrong.
Thank you.
Well done, team. I think it's the second time I'm here as a panelist, and it's awesome to see like the topics and the ideas of the project presentations just got like more and more interesting and more creative. So I think that just like proves how talented all of you are. So yeah, well done, team. In terms of design, I think the design team here really did a good job to create that clean and well-structured dashboard. It's just like the information hierarchy is really good, and it really enhances and it highlights the key information very effectively. So good job. I like looking at the UI, it reminds me of the material design system that Google is using. So I'm wondering, like for designers, like when you work on like components, patterns, do you take inspirations and reference from the design systems that existing?
Yes, we did. And I have kind of like a background in data analytics dashboards. So I use that knowledge as well to create our dashboard.
Yeah, what kind of knowledge that you used?
Actually, I worked with data analytics before coming here. So we did Microsoft Power BI dashboards a lot. And I use that kind of like inspirations from that experience.
Like libraries or?
It's kind of like, it's very easy. It's not like implementing stuff. It's just, anyone can build those things. It just like when you have enough data, you can get those graphs and stuff. So it's kind of like not a library kind of a way, but it's an app. So yeah.
Yeah, I see.
The
Thank you.
design things I got.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you, panel. Thank you, team. Any quick questions from our audience? Paul?
I didn't see it in there, and I apologize if I missed it in the demo or the app, because I kind of look at this as a ticket system where you're basically opening tickets in a sense. Like if you were to compare it to like a Zendesk where you're opening support tickets, for example. What I didn't see there, and again, I apologize if I missed it, I didn't see anything on how to close tickets. So like one of the examples you gave was like, there's a muddy blockage in front of the emergency exit. How do I know, and I assume there's a way to knock that off to say like, oh, so-and-so went and cleaned it up. Like it's not there anymore, because I don't imagine you want that lasting forever necessarily. So that's a question. And then I would just comment that I think the business model, not sure, you would want to probably do some research on that, because I think the obvious one and probably in this market would be some sort of base price plus user fee. Yeah, so like a per seat fee is my suspicion. So anyways, the first question is more important though, the ticket.
Actually, we assume the main user of the group, they are centralized user, or they can be regarded as a centralized group of the user of that particular company. So we just want to make their work convenient, so they don't need to open the Gmail and draft an email from other software. They can do it by.
That's not the question I'm asking. So when you have an incident report of any kind, or if you run a customer service desk, you would open effectively a ticket. Like what you guys are doing is effectively opening a ticket, right? Hey, there's this thing that's going on. What I'm curious about is I didn't see anything about ticket closure. So the how do I know that that issue has been resolved? And is there a way for me to resolve that ticket, so to speak, or that incident report, so that Promise doesn't think that there's still a muddy thing and he avoids it, which might be inefficient, right? Or what you don't want to do is have people double up on work. Then Promise says, oh, I got to go clean that up, but it's already been done, right? So I didn't see anything about actually closing those incident reports in the demo.
Okay, like that feature actually doesn't exist in our system. but there's in the alert feature, there's alert which can be timed, like repeating alerts. So if some part of the organizations is like as a construction site, and you have some locations where like a little bit dangerous, right? So you can through our system you can program it to like give the alerts every day or every week, and you can actually customize the time where the user get the alerts, like in the beginning of the working hours or in the at the end of the shift.
Good.
To add up to the closure of the tickets, like right now we don't have the closure of the tickets, but we can send another notification like stating that this issue has been resolved and now you can openly use this location.
Very good. Any other quick questions from our audience? No? No? All right. Thank you, team. Last one. We have our last one now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Calvin Tsai. I'm the design lead for our project this term, BodyBuddy. And might not look like it, but I've been working out for 10 years now. And through those 10 years, through all the trials and tribulations, 3 of the biggest challenges that I've had to face were, 1, as a beginner, the overwhelming amount of information in the fitness industry on the internet and not knowing where to start. 2, breaking through from plateaus when you're giving it your all and you still see no results. And 3, overcoming injuries when you can't make any progress at all. And with those challenges in mind, our team saw a real opportunity to allow beginners to build a strong foundation even from the comfort of home without the need for a personal trainer. Through these 4 core features. 1, an AI-powered workout feature with motion tracking. 2, a personalized exercise plan, which helps users to attain their goals when they don't know how to start. 3, an exercise demo library where all our exercises are sourced from and users can learn and practice from this library without being overwhelmed by a lot of information. And all of these features are combined together in the fitness dashboard, the progress dashboard. How BodyBuddy compares to our top competitors is that we combine all the top of the line features, but we emphasize body weight movements so that users can make progress even without specialized equipment. Furthermore, we push the boundaries by adding a workout recording feature so that users can track their form improvement accurately over time. And with that, I'd like to hand it off to Tara and Viola to share an exciting demo of our product.
Hi, I'm Tara. I'm designer and also co-PM for BodyBuddy. 2025 is coming soon, and new year, new me. I want to stop being lazy and start exercising. And I'm going to show you how you can start exercise with BodyBuddy. From our landing page, I will start creating my exercise plan, and I will fill up some information. My primary goal is to get fit and healthier, and perhaps maybe become a Costco model like Paul, our instructor. And I want to exercise at least 3 times a week. I'm a beginner, so maybe just a little intense, not too intense. And my schedule, I'm available most of the week. Finally, I'll fill up some information. My birthday, my weight, and complete. Oh, sorry, there's some issue with the technical part. I'll go through the process again and input my birthday. So this is the dashboard. After I input all the information, the AI will analyze all the answers I just input and generate an exercise plan for me. So from the dashboard, I will go to training page. And as you can see on the screen, there is always the program that BodyBuddy generated for me using AI. And I want to start exercising, but for a better demo, I will need some help from our fitness expert, Kevin, to show us the better demo. I want to record my exercise session to review it later. And let's see.
Make sure your whole body is captured by the camera. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. Keep your hips a bit higher. 3, 4. Great job. Make sure your whole body is captured by the camera. 5,
Next one is
4,
push-up.
3, 2, 1, 1. Two. Three. 4.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin. That's a great demo. A lot of effort. Yeah. And he just burned almost 15 calories in just 2 minutes. Yeah. And from here, I want to see the recording. I will go to profile in the history. I can see the recording that I just exercised today. Actually, it's not me, it's Calvin. Yeah. And for some tips how to use BodyBuddy effectively, I would invite Viola, our loyal user, to give us some more tips.
Hello, everyone. My name is Viola. I'm a designer and a long-term user of BodyBuddy. Now, let me show you how to make the most of the platform. So on the dashboard is where you can track your progress. Here you can see your level, your points, and your streaks, reflecting your consistency in following your workout program. And on the wall of fame, you can view all the badges you earned along the way, celebrating all your achievements at the platform. And in this chart, you can see your workout time and switch views to track your progress in different time dimensions. And if you want to learn any exercise, how to do it properly, you can do it in the learning section. And our platform works well in mobile too. As you can see, it is fully responsive. Now on the learning section, you can browse exercises by muscle or by goal. And you can also filter by specific subcategories as well. And to learn any exercise, click onto it for detailed info and step-by-step instructions of the exercise. And of course, if you prefer watching, there's also a video demo. Once you feel ready to practice how you learned, click onto practice and the rest work just as your daily routine. So now that concludes our demo, I will hand it over to Vin for our tech stack.
Thank you, Viola and Tara, for the demo. Hi, everyone. As the lead developer for BodyBuddy, I'm happy to walk you through our tech stack. So for the front end, we use React as it has become the industry standard tool for building user interfaces. And to support and speed up the styling process, we opted for a mature UI library because it was made for React. And to build the graphs on the dashboard, we use the Short.js library. And for the AI-powered features, we use the MediaPipe library and the OpenAI API. We use MediaPipe because it provides pre-trained machine learning models for posture detection that allow us to implement the motion tracking feature easily. And OpenAI was used for the custom program generation because we observed that it deliver high quality outputs based on our settings. Now moving to the backend, we built our server with Node and Express. And to add the layer of security to our API, we implemented the JSON Web Tokens methodology. As for the database, we opted for a relational model, and that is why we use the Circularize library to make data modeling and manipulation straightforward. As our database provider, we opted for Supabase platform because it provides a Postgre database, which is relational, and its graphic interface makes database management easy. So these tools together help us bring our vision to life. Now I pass it back to Calvin to dive into the design process.
Thank you, Vin. As for our design software, our team opted to use Figma for our UX and UI, as well as Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, and After Effects to create our vectors, rasters, and animations. We also used InDesign for our proposal. The whole team used Trello, Slack, and GitHub for our project management and communication purposes. Let's talk a bit about the design process. We started off by laying out the blueprint in our user flow of how all our features interact together. We brought our project to life through our wireframes, where we delved into the UX of our project. And then we further enhanced the vibrance of our UI through our mockups. We added a light gradient with our brand colors, as well as a light mode theme. So in order to ensure enough visibility in all environments, in the daytime, indoors, and outdoors. As for our branding and UI assets, the logo is the letter B with the silhouette of a person doing a squat. It also has a forward lean to convey more movement. As for our type choices, we chose Urbanist as our heading typeface and Montserrat as our body copy. And here are some additional components that helped us to build our UI. As for our business model, BodyBuddy is free to use for all users. Users get 2 months of exercise plan generation, 20 exercises, and 2 GB of cloud storage for video recordings. For only $4.99 a month, users get access to all the features all the time. There is also an enterprise package for businesses and organizations dedicated to bettering the health and fitness of their employees. In the future, BodyBuddy will incorporate Google Calendar integration, as well as phone reminders to help our users stay on track with their fitness habits. We'll also continue to add more exercises and implement group challenge and daily challenges to keep our users engaged. Lastly, all of this would not have been possible without the dedication and skill from our teammates. The dev team, Yosuke, Vin, Kokoi, and Teru, and the design team, Tara, Viola, Jason, Lizelle, and myself, Calvin. And with that, please scan this QR code and get fit and healthy today. Thank you.
Yes, everybody like you know each other for the last 12 weeks. Oh, thank you, Team BodyBuddy. We'll start on design side again with questions.
Really, really good demos. And I just recently started doing workouts, and I would like wish my app can give me like motion track and record feature, because that will like help me. For example, I don't need to count, so it will count for me the reps, the sets, and also I can rewatch the video afterwards to correct my like postures, my movements. So I think this is really, really interesting and a powerful feature. So well done. And in terms of the design, I like the gradients, I like the color palette that you choose to create that pleasant like user experience, which really helps. However, like I would suggest if like be more careful when you were like using the gradients and also the drop shadows, because I noticed that the drop shadows is a little bit too strong. So it would be more visually like improved if you work on it and make it lighter and softer. So that will like maintain that clean and modern look. But overall, really good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Impressive, very impressive, and very exciting to see the demo. Suddenly your app blowing up and you have 10 million users. what would be the constraint that you will face with that amount of user, and how you plan to address it?
With 10 million users, we'll be very rich, but yeah, we don't have. I can see really a problem with 10 million users because we have like super base, and the data that we're getting from the user is like every user doesn't have that many data associated to it. The only thing that what might scale is the number of programs that might be generated for each user. So we're counting on super base capabilities for scaling that up. Yeah.
Thank you. Only one small suggestion is that I believe that the prioritization of the features, in my opinion, can be improved, because for me, one of the biggest hurdle to keep regular exercise is someone who encourage and remind me. But you put it on the features, which is, for me, I think is kind of important. So it's just a small suggestion, and it's very personal to me.
Yeah, I really like the presentation. I have an observation. Every one of you, I guess, is using Trello for some reason.
Yes.
Maybe Langara boycotted Jira. I don't know. Anyway, so excellent job on the future roadmap as well. You added in proposal. I saw that. Yeah, it really tells you have a strong vision for the application. One question would be similar to what Tony said. If you have 10 million users, let's say, and every one of them is adding videos, which service, first of all, are you using to store and fetch videos? And how do you plan to handle that scalably?
Well, we're using super-base storage. Not only super-base provides relational database, but also storage like buckets. So we are using that, and we can actually, I think we can pay for more storage and more. So depending on the number of users, we have to actually pay to scale. But yeah, relating to data storage, we're relying on super-base for now. So yeah, you have
And you're also using a SQL database, Postgres, right? So yeah. So how do you handle or cope with schema changes in future? Let's say you add another, I don't know, exercise, and you need to change the schema. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when adding that, we mean like adding more stuff to the database, right? I mean, and that we can use super-base graphic interface for adding more data to the user, to the database, or we can just directly type SQL. But we didn't actually write SQL while you're doing that. Super-base graphic interface was enough for us.
Okay. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to commend your logo. It's so well thought, the logo. And then a follow-up question from what Karan asked a while ago. So is there any mechanism that you guys are using when storing the videos?
A mechanism?
Mechanism. Like optimizing the size, because even though you are capable to pay for the cost, you don't want that, especially if the user scales up, right? Is there any mechanism you guys implemented?
No, that I'm aware of. No. We didn't? No, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't. We
Yeah,
didn't think that
that's
far.
a good one to thought of when storing videos. So yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, panel. All right. Yes, very fun presentation. Questions from the audience? Oh, are you sure? Anyone in the audience? No. No one wants to show off their squat technique or touch the carpet again. All right. Thank you, team. All right. Have a seat. Have a seat. That was the last presentation as well. So thank you everybody for remaining and giving our students your attention. Much appreciated. just going to put their logos back up on screen for a moment for some photos. Oops. Let's see. Come on, internet. Good old internet. All right. So that was it, like I said, for the presentations. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Especially, we went a little bit longer, but 6 presentations. Want to make sure that everyone could show off their work. Speaking to the amount of work that, oh, what's that, something? We're all good? That'll be fine. That's back there. All right, so speaking of the work, today was a very small preview of all of the work that they had done. A 4-minute demo does not represent everything that is covered. Oh, logos, where's our logo? There we go. Everything that is covered. So if you don't mind, have a look at their materials on the side, visit their website. Any of the one-page printouts are free for everybody to take. The books are just for our students though. So that wraps us up today. Thank you for joining us and have a good rest of the afternoon.